Alright guys, I have something really exciting I gotta show you. No, it's not about plants, but we've been talking about these fish here on and off over the last 6-8 months, something like that on this channel here. And I'm blown away. They're doing it again! This little female fish that we originally started with in here, she's not a church girl, let me tell you that. Let's take a look at this and show you what I saw. So first of all, well, the tank's not clean, that's first of all. I need to get this thing cleaned again, but look at all these little babies. If you watch that last clip, and I'll put a link up in the corner there, but you saw all those little tiny babies, and they are growing so fast. Now, you can see the medium ones here, like those three right there. Those are from the original little Jesus babies, Mary babies, whatever, Immaculate Conception going on here, where they just, this mama here, spawned them on her own. She was the only fish in this tank for 2 years, and she was a juvenile when I got her, and she grew up on her own in here, and then just miraculously had all these little teenager baby fish here. Now all the tinier ones, they came along afterwards just a few months ago, and I showed you that video. Now I don't think those guys were Immaculate Conception. I think that one of the little teenager guys, I think him right there, I think that's a male hiding way down in there. I don't know if you can see that, but I think that they're spawning now. And so anyway, there's 10 of the little guys here, they're the teenager guys, and then she had 30 of these babies. They just popped up out of nowhere, and they're just all throughout this tank now. And in fact, like I said before, this is an 80-gallon tank, man. I gotta do something about this, but anyway, they're just growing fast. And now, just last night, she was acting funny. She was kind of doing little somersaults in her hole. She always sits down in this little cave here. The mom, there's the original one, and she just kind of was doing little somersaults in there and acting weird and rubbing her sides on the sand and almost going upside down, and I didn't know what she was doing. And I just kept watching her, and all of a sudden I noticed her mouth looks more swollen than normal. And I know these guys carry in their mouth, and I thought, could she possibly be pregnant again? Or, well, I don't know if these guys are pregnant, but could she be carrying babies again in her mouth? I mean, I don't want to believe it, because she just had 30 of these things just a few months ago. But I tested it. I always dump a bunch of pellet food, and when I dump it in here, she never comes out of her little cave. So I dump it in a spot up here, right where it can sink down and kind of get some of it, if you can see, right up in her little cave, so that she can eat too. And as soon as I do it, she always races right to it and just gobbles it all up. And you see it still sitting there. She wouldn't open her mouth and eat it just this morning, and it's still sitting there, and she's still acting funny. And I think that girl's got more babies in her mouth. So far, what I can count, and it's tough to count them because there's a lot of them, we've got 41 fish in here, including the mom. And this is an 80-gallon tank. So, you know, we're getting by right now, and they all seem really healthy, and everybody's looking good. I mean, there's no problems at all. And I keep fresh water in here, and I've got a real deep sand bed here that's probably 3 to 4 inches deep, and I don't disturb it too much, and I think it's been like that for several years. So I think it's created a real beautiful little microbiome in there that keeps the water at the parameters it needs to be at. So I don't know if that's what's making it so healthy and perfect for these fish to breed, but man, they're just popping out like crazy. I have got to get these little babies out of here now. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because I don't want to disturb all the rock. I mean, it's a beautiful little setup. It's been set up like this for a couple years now, and she obviously likes it, and I don't want to disturb her little home. I don't want to disturb the habitat and the little breeding thing we got going on here, but somehow I've got to get these little babies out of here. So if you guys that are in the fish world have any ideas on how to do that, how to capture these guys without disturbing the whole tank. Oh, there he is. You see him? I think that's the male. See how dark he is? He's still young, but I think that's the male. I think he must be breeding with her now. The first time she did it on her own, but I think he's breeding with her now. He always hides off on his own, and he's got 2 little spots he holes up in. But anyway, you guys have any ideas on how to get all these babies out of here, let me know. I've got another tank that's just sitting out in my pole barn that's 120 gallon. I don't think it's going to be big enough. I'm thinking about getting a big 350 gallon stock tank and just putting them in there in one of my shops and putting a couple fish tank heaters in there and just keeping them that way for now. And then I got to figure out how to sell these guys or take them to a local fish store or something, because this is getting out of control. I think she's pregnant again, guys. She's got more babies. And ain't no church girl in there, I'll tell you that. All right. That's it for now. Let me know in the comments down below. Help me out. How do I catch them?